nations who have struggled to coexist off the field. Today they meet between the lines. Croatia and Bosnia face off next on the road to France 98. Continue on our road to World Cup 98. Today we're in Zagreb in Croatia. It's Croatia up against Bosnia-Hercegovina from European Group 1. Along with Jim Harrison, I'm Mike Hill. And Jim, Bosnia caused a major surprise last time out.
Well, as we look at the standings there, Bosnia upset the whole apple cart. Right now, Denmark, Greece, and Croatia all can have a chance at winning the top spot and going to France. Bosnia-Herzegovina, on the other hand, if they win today, can tie Croatia and be a power broker in this Group 1.
Yes, Denmark still the leaders, but of course they have to face Croatia on Wednesday. So this is a vital game for Croatia, a team who qualified for Euro 96, but have struggled a little bit during World Cup qualifying. But they did meet Bosnia earlier in this competition. The game was played in Italy, in Bologna. It really was an historic match, and Croatia running out winners by 4 goals to 1. Slaven Bilic there scoring. That's his only goal so far in World Cup qualifying. Croatia 4, Bosnia 1. That's how it finished then. Back here in Zagreb, Croatia will be looking for a repeat result here today. Stay with us. When we return, we'll have the team lineups. We'll have the first half kickoff. The road to World Cup 98 is next. Welcome back then to the National Stadium here in Zagreb. We're on the road to World Cup 98, this European Group 1. Croatia up against Bosnia-Herzegovina. Well, the players are out. Let's take a check on the two-team lineups. And firstly, the Croatia lineup. They've been dealt a severe blow. Prosinecki is out through injury, so he will certainly be missed in midfield. They've still got Davor Suker, though, up front, and Boban, the AC Milan midfielder, to really prompt Alan Boksic and Svetlanovic, the two goal scorers there, alongside Suker. So really, Croatia coming out with a very attack-minded side. As for Bosnia, well, they've had to make changes from the side that beat Denmark, with Hibic and Savic both out through suspension. So a change in the team, but the big surprise is that two-goal hero Elvir Bolic, in fact, is on the substitutes bench. So they'll be looking for Mehmet Kodro to score those important goals. Hugh Dallas from Scotland is our referee. Both the referee's assistants also from Scotland. Pretty much a full house here in Zagreb.
And of course, Mike Kodro was taken down twice against Denmark. Keep an eye on him, as you just said. And the other thing to remind the viewers at home, can Bosnia shut down the midfield with the likes of Boban and Maric, who's playing out wide left, I believe, number 23 jersey for Croatia.
We're underway with Croatia in the red and white, attacking the goal to our left in the first half. Bosnia-Herzegovina, a team who shocked the world when they beat Italy in a friendly international by 2 goals to 1. It was a result that eventually led to the demise of Arrigo Sacchi. They've won 2 games in World Cup qualifying. Biggest surprise, of course, that victory last time out, 3-0 over Denmark.
Mike, in one of the qualifying games, Croatia always starts out trying to play direct, trying to get forward early, and they're starting to do that right there. Bilic with a strong tackle, trying to get forward early.
So throw on the far side then for Croatia. Ball switch from side to side. This is Stimac. Now Alan Boksic. Now with Lazio in Italy after leaving Juventus. Tackle from behind, which Hugh Dallas will penalise.
Now, Mike, last year, Boksic only scored 3 goals in Serie A and has been moved back to Lazio. That was the team before him. There's Miroslav Blažević, the coach for Croatia. But I must add, though, he had 4 goals last year in the Champions League with Juventus.
He seems to be able to score the vital goals. He scored a couple so far for Croatia in World Cup qualifying this campaign.
Actually, 2 against Croatia earlier on in the first game that was played in Bologna. That was Bosnia's first home game.
Croatia, who have not tasted defeat in World Cup qualifying. Lead 5. They've won 2, but they have been held to 3 draws, and all 3 draws have come here at home. They're stealing there a few yards on the throw-in.
Well, it'll be interesting, Mike, up front to see Boksic and Suko work together as usual. Svetanovic on the field to help out.
Number 21 there, that's Svetanovic. It's a very attack-minded side today from Croatia. This is a game they've got to win. Bosnia did them a big favour by taking 3 points off of Denmark.
Svetanovic has scored over 100 goals in Croatian football. He's very dangerous. Did very well with Croatia Zagreb against Newcastle. Scored a goal there. And in the 90th minute, in the return leg, the 2-2 tie, he got the equalizer.
He goes out of play. It's going to be a throw. There is it, in fact. The referee's given a corner. That's a goal kick. He will get it right in the end. With Bosnia, they've come here expecting to be put under pressure. But they did look dangerous against Denmark on the break. Certainly Croatia will be very aware of that.
Well, one of the things I wanted to bring up too, Mike, is that not only containing Boksic and Svetanovic, but can Bosnia shut down some of their outside defenders. The Croatian defenders of Bilic and Yarni, very dangerous when they come forward.
Ahead of that time is off target, so it's going to be a goal kick. Vladic there taking it quickly. Goalkeeper from Croatia Zagreb.
The most capped man in Croatian history with 34 caps.
And Boksic. On his chest, but quickly closed down.
Now they double teaming in there, Mike, and they know that he can hold the ball up front. He's the big man, the target man. They just shut him down, or shut up the service to Suker.
Reverse through from midfield. Majin. And Majin there with his shot on target. Vladic did well to hold on to it.
Majin not shy about cracking this one, Mike. Good first touch with the right. Here he comes, sets it up with his left foot. Bilic in pursuit. Cannon, upper right, and Vladic completely stretched out to get to that one.
Majin there testing his teammate. Majin, who plays here in the Zagreb for Croatia Zagreb, and testing his teammate there, the Croatia Zagreb goalkeeper, Vladic. Now this is Boban. Playing that one down the flank. Nice turn there by Davor Suka. And Suka is fouled, so it's going to be a free kick.
There's Konjic, Mohamed Konjic, who was the best defender in Switzerland who had fouled Suka on that play. He has been traded to Monaco.
They just joined Monaco in time for the UEFA Champions League. He's given away this free kick. Barasanovic with the header. Now Bosnia. Many men forward quickly. Good run through the centre forward channel there. And it was, in the end, Baljic who couldn't quite get on the end of it. But a swift break that from Bosnia.
And you're right, Mike, as you mentioned earlier, Bosnia dangerous on the break. Croatia unable to slow that one down. They got all the way into the attacking third, although there was no shot. They came right through the midfield.
And this is Boban. One of the locals is saying that Boban and Prosinecki together is a bit of a luxury. Well, Prosinecki was injured. The coach didn't have to make a decision whether to just play one of them.
Well, tremendous wealth in the midfield there for Croatia, but also up front, Vlahovic, Svetanovic, Boksic, Suker, Spehar, Tomislav Oseg, the new young player. Almost an embarrassment of riches as far as strikers go.
Boban. Has it moving from AC Milan to Paris Saint-Germain with Leonardo signed by AC Milan from Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, Mike, you know what I like about Boban? How he has a quick change of pace. He'll fake right and go left, fake left and go right.
The PPG Kart World Series continues here. The Toyota Grand Prix of Monterey. You can see that live on Sunday. Check your local listings for times. ESPN continues to bring you the best of motor racing.
You know, Mike Buxic takes a beating, and even though, like I said, he's been released by Juventus, he really is a good target player. Some people say, is he on his way down or just recharging?
Well, of course, he did join Lazio from Olympique Marseille.
Well, you know, in defense of Buxic, you remember he assisted on the European Cup final with Piero. And there was a nice goal that Del Piero scored in a losing cause, but Buxic put the ball on the foot.
Yes, Buxic, a very good goal scorer in his own right, but he's one of those sort of players that really is appreciated by teammates. He does a lot of work and sets up a lot of opportunities for his members of his team.
Well, right now, Bosnia having some success on the break, but cannot get a sustained midfield possession game going here. And Croatia starting to slow down and play a little more chess.
Croatia, who surprised everybody by qualifying for the finals of Euro '96, made it through to the quarterfinals. And then were beaten by Germany, eventual winners. Goes out of play, it's going to be a goal kick. Andrea Suka now found in his goal-scoring touch. Back in Spain.
Yeah, they call him Superman. Not to be confused with Superman, but at times when you put in 24 goals for Real Madrid and are the league leader, and of course he's the leading scorer of all-time scores for Croatia.
Yes, he used to play his football on this ground for Croatia Zagreb. Free kick goes against Vesalovic. Hugh Dallas from Scotland, trying to ensure that more flimsy as it is, gets back the required 10 paces. Here's Boban, curling this to the far post. Dedic there. Confident goalkeeper coming off his line.
Mike Missa, Dedic's doing very well to get off his line. As you see him yelling some instructions, get back or mark up or whatever. But he was the man between the sticks when they shut out Denmark. Took over for Omerovic after he played the first game, the 4-1 loss against Croatia.
Dedic, the goalkeeper, plays his football here in Bosnia. In fact, in Sarajevo. Still looking to try to get a professional league in Bosnia. Ball slid through and tied it up there, and that's Stimac who stepped forward. Bosnia, though, certainly not overawed by the occasion.
Well, you know what, though? I have to give credit to the Croatian defenders right now. They're not allowing too many serves into the box. Let's see what Bosnia can do with this one.
That's one this time and headed away by Yanni. Yanni has trouble with their player. Spells in Italy, now playing his football with Real Betis in Spain.
And Yanni, just a tremendous overlapping defender against Denmark, put about a 40-yard ball right across the Super's head as he stuck behind the defender to make it 1-0 in the 50th minute. Salihamidzic knocked in the winning goal over Italy, as we see Fuad Musarovic, the coach for Bosnia. But getting back to Salihamidzic scoring the winning goal over Italy in Sarajevo in a friendly, and also Bolic scoring in that game too. So they do have some world-class goal scorers on Bosnia. Can they get them ignited today?
Number 14, Ripu. Throwing that one down the flank. Was there a push? No, says the officials. 25 getting in there. Goran Juric plays for Croatia Zagreb. He used to play with Red Star and in Spain with Celta Vigo. Now, what a great run from the back. And in the end, a desperation challenge, but the defenders backed off. And Barsanovic there just accepted the invitation and just kept going.
Barsanovic running up the middle of the field, a la Gunther Netzer from the West German team back in the 70s. unchallenged. He paid for it, though, but you can't give that kind of room to that kind of guy.
Bosnia have got a corner. Mladic there grabs it at the second attempt. Certainly a bright opening from both sides as we're just past the 12th minute mark of this first half. Gianni. Another wasted ball that time, not giving Svetanovic any chance with that.
Yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, I'll get it, Mike. Interestingly enough, Bosnia has been penetrating up the middle of the field only a couple times, but that's where most of their penetration has come. They're getting down the flanks, but the crosses are being blocked, or once in a while they're getting through. But the middle of the field, they seem to have a little bit of a jump here.
Boban. Now Bilic. Who we saw in action on Monday in our English Premier League game for Everton against Bolton Wanderers. Had a strong game in that game. Now Barastanovic. Pavlovic. Gianni there, read that one well. And then it was a good challenge because he was off to the races.
Oh, Mike, a nice step over by Juric here. Juric, as you mentioned before, Croatia Zagreb, a player who a lot of people thought was washed up. He's 34 years old, and he's really come back strong. Played in the qualification matches against Greece and Slovenia.
She made 4 appearances for the old Yugoslavia. Here's Boban.
And as you mentioned, there are a number of players out there. Kojo of Bosnia played for Yugoslavia at one point. Nasanovic, who's on the bench for Croatia. Mladic, Juric also played for Yugoslavia at one point.
Down the line, Balic, putting the defender under pressure. Doing enough to earn Bosnia-Herzegovina a corner.
Balic plays for Bursaspor, trying to turn there, couldn't quite turn, but he gets a corner kick out of it, and that's important at this point.
So Mladic organised his defenders. Simic waits on the far post for Croatia, covering that one. Balic, the in-swinger, and Mladic there.
Mission impossible, Mike.
Just about keeping that one out.
Yeah, he had a bomb in his hand there.
Well, the goalkeeper there seemed to be just a bit misplaced, but certainly kept his wits about him.
Oh, tremendous poise, Mike. And a great left-footed serve there over from Balic.
Balic plays for Bursaspor in Turkey. What about that for an in-swinger, and the goalkeeper there? He crossed the line, but he ensured that the ball didn't.
A tremendous professionalism and experience shown on that play as that bending ball started over the line. He caught it either on the line or a little bit over it and made sure his feet were in the goal, but the ball was either on the line, in the air, or over the line. That's tremendous timing, Mike.
Over the quarter of an hour mark. Still no score. Croatia 0, Bosnia-Herzegovina 0.
Not a bad ball, just a little too much pace on it from Boksic.
As we said at the beginning, Bosnia still with an outside chance of qualifying in this World Cup. But they've got to win this game. They're under pressure now. Here comes Croatia. Now the shot. Bilic there, not down well.
Bilic cutting the angle very well there on that shot that time.
Stefanovic was the player who turned, hit it left-footed.
Stefanovic doing some magic there, a left-footed drive, and notice how quick Dedic got to the ground.
Mihailovic places football in Turkey. A number of these Bosnia players do. Mashin and Kiserovic both play their football here in Croatia.
And a lot of these players know each other over the years. They know each other's moves, and this is quite a game here in Maksimir Stadium for fans from both countries.
Oh, what a disastrous back pass. Now, was that over? Yes. The referee signals a goal. Ladic can't believe it. But Hugh Dallas checked across with his assistant. The flag went up. The ball had crossed the line. And it's an own goal after 18 minutes.
What a disaster for Ladic. As you can see, a back pass there. But the bad first touch from Ladic. Now he struggles to get to it. He takes a look up. Maybe he shouldn't have, but he tries to clear it. And from this angle, it was definitely over the line. An unfortunate blunder for Croatia at this point.
Well, the back pass there from Robert Jani, and the goalkeeper making a real mess of it. And that ball was over the line, and Ladic was beaten.
Sorry, Mike. Watch when Ladic takes the bad first touch, but I think he compounds his problem when he takes a look up to clear it upfield. Bad first touch. Now he looks up right here. Boom. He should have been going right for the ball at that point. He may have gotten to it.
So bizarre own goal. Croatia 0. Bosnia-Hercegovina 1. And the small band of Bosnia supporters are the ones that are cheering now.
That's Fuad Masarevic there, very happy. They had gone to the Dunhill Cup in Malaysia where they did well in the spring, and now they're up 1-0 and on their way, at least for the moment, to be upset-minded.
Now a test for Croatia. And the shot there from Boksic is blocked.
Well, they're playing direct right there. 3 passes right to the middle of Alan Boksic. He takes a hammer, and now you can see Croatia play real direct, Michael.
It's going to be a throw. Stefanovic is the player to take it. Hit towards the far post. Came off the head there of Konjic.
Stefanovic just a tremendous passer of the ball as well as a scorer. He teams up with Valencia with Romario when Romario recovers from his injury. Quite a pair up front.
That's the ball. The goalkeeper came and didn't get it. Croatia. Juric. Playing it forward. This ball picked up there by Manic. Croatia now really putting on the pressure. Ball across the face of goal, and how did that miss?
Basarevic, a tremendous tackle on the court. Basarevic, number 3. You can see it bouncing around like a pinball at the 18-yard line. Zuko knocks it over the far post. It's a slide though. Tremendous defending there.
There's Basarevic there, just getting his foot to the ball.
And what a lot of defenders need to know, the youth defenders at home, if a guy has a step, Mike, you got one last second to slide, you saved the game for now, right there.
You're watching the Road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN. Today we're in Zagreb at the National Stadium. It's Croatia against Bosnia-Hercegovina, and on our MasterCard game summary, a bizarre own goal after 18 minutes has given from Bosnia a surprise lead. Croatia 0, Bosnia 1. Along with Jim Harrison, I'm Mike Hill. And as they say, it's all happening at the moment. Croatia and their big band of supporters here in Zagreb absolutely stunned by that bizarre own goal. They can't believe it. But their team are trailing by a goal to 0.
Well, there's a lot of happy campers in the crowd there from the Croatian side. As you see, Hugh Dallas, the referee from Scotland, tying the shoe. And of course, they're the Bosnia-Herzegovina fans out of their minds with delight.
Croatia searching for an equaliser.
Yarni's struggling a little bit, Mike, on the left-hand side here. Not in form as he usually is, but remember what I said, Bilic and Yarni coming out of the back sometimes are very dangerous. Juric's doing a very good job at sweeper so far for the Croatian side.
Push on the back that time. Milovic. Radic there. He's played more times for Croatia than any other, 34 caps. Also played a couple of times for the old Yugoslavia.
Well, I'm sure it rattled them only for a moment as we see some lovely fans down on the near sideline, but I'm sure Radic's head, he's right back into the game.
ESPN's coverage of the Brazilian National Championship continues. This week, Grêmio, the defending champions, up against Vasco da Gama. You can see that on Sunday here on ESPN. Check your local listings as we continue to bring you football every week from the home of the world champions. On the road to World Cup 98, Croatia. This is a game they've got to win. But they find themselves a goal down. Searching for an equaliser. Ball loose inside the penalty area. And some of the home supporters appealing for a penalty. Referee Hugh Dallas, though, was right on the spot.
I believe that ball was served in by Maric, and that's where you start to see the outside defenders or midfielders come forward on the flanks and start serving balls into the box. They try to go up the middle of Croatia. Now they're going to go outside.
Stimac. Start that move off, and Bosnia so strong in the air. Croatia at the moment just trying to get to the ball first. It's an air of desperation about their play. And now they've committed players forward. The attack down that far side. Bosnia, though, step in and stop it.
Well, it looked like Bilic that time, Mike. Probably should have served the ball early.
Milovic was the player there trying to put that ball through for Bosnia. Bosnia got there first.
Well, as you mentioned, a little bit desperate in midfield, but I give credit to Bosnia. They're pressuring them very well. And as you just talked about in the box, they're shutting down those aerial balls. Nonetheless, though, Croatia has them backed up right now.
Good pressure this from Croatia. Good defensive work from Bosnia as well, as this shot comes in. And Bosnia will be quite happy if they force Croatia to shoot from that range for the rest of the match. The shot was never going to worry Didic. And Boban today making his 27th appearance. He's scored a couple of goals in World Cup qualifying so far.
Well, Mike, even though that shot was wide, it's not a bad idea because there hasn't been a whole lot of shooting in the first half. But as you said, it wasn't on target. But they're trying all their different weapons. They're trying to serve the ball into the box. They're trying to wall pass up the middle. And now they're trying to shoot from the outside. Good way to break up a set defense, though. If some of those start to come close, they'll have to step up and play the shooter.
Now the ball slid through.
Well, Mike, you think at this point right now, Bosnia are content to hang back and try and play to get one on the break.
Yes, they've got off to a dream start. Some of the players there on the Croatia bench. And they may very easily get a call in if things don't change. This wasn't part of the script. They find themselves a goal behind after 25 minutes. Although Miroslav Vlazovic, 62-year-old coach of Croatia, has been saying all week in the local media this Bosnia side should not be underestimated. Now, Boxic has stopped. Also made a very good point, is that you only get 3 points for beating Bosnia, the same as you do as if you beat Greece or Denmark. Now, here come Croatia. Shot coming in, and the equaliser. Slaven Bilic plays his football in the English Premier League. His second goal in World Cup qualifying. first one against Bosnia in Bologna, and now he equalises it here with his second.
And he's taking some pressure off the Ladic. Here we see a good first punch. He cracks it. There's two sticks. 1-2. The middle people is down low. That's a tough goal to stop, especially because it skips twice. Here again. Bang, boom, a little bit screened. And the keeper, Bilic, unable to get to it. And Bilic, remember what I took out before? Coming out of the back, bringing the defenders out of the back, which unsettled the Bosnian defense. He has time to shoot. No one stepped up to pick him up there. Lower left-hand corner. Lights out. It's 1-1.
Croatia won, Bosnia-Herzegovina won. The goal scorer Slaven Bilic, his second goal in World Cup qualifying, just his second international goal ever. This is his 31st appearance. But he shot from outside the penalty area with defenders backing away. You just wonder if Ledic's view was obstruction. He might have picked it up late.
I believe that Krasinecki in the middle there, the injured player for the Croatian side, who plays for Croatia Zagreb.
Yes, he was originally included in the squad, but had to withdraw because of injury.
Well, at this point, what does Musarevic, Fuad, the coach of Bosnia, Mike, what does he do to get his team going? They're going to have to come out and play, don't they?
Well, certainly you won't want them to do anything silly at the back, but they have looked dangerous on the break.
And then again, if they could get out of here with a tie, but we'll see what transpires.
The tie might not be good enough for them. In fact, they're only on 6 points from 6 matches. After today, they've only got one more game to play. That's at home to Slovenia. A tussle there, and Salihamidzic is the player who gets penalised. Bringing down there the number 23, Maric. You're watching ESPN's coverage on the road to World Cup 98, today coming to you from Zagreb in Croatia. And as we check our MasterCard game summary, Ladic and Jani combined for the first goal, an own goal, bizarre goal, that came in the 18th minute. But then Slaven Bilic equalised for Croatia with a goal in the 27th minute. Croatia won, Bosnia won. Along with Jim Harrison, I'm Mike Hill. And just over a quarter an hour ago, the end of the first half.
And not enough steam on that one to challenge that time. And Bosnia trying to put some passes together to maintain their composure.
Now Boban, captain of this Croatian side. Boys ball forward now. Was there a trip inside the penalty area? No, says the referee.
Well, from here, it looked like it was for real, but it looks like Bilic bumps into Dallas, but Dallas says it was a dive. Let's take a look. Here comes, it looks like he was taken down, Michael.
Well, certainly from that angle, yes. Oh, Hugh Dallas said that he dived. He might change his mind if he can see this replay. The referees do not have the advantage of the screen. The player brought down there was Maric. But what a let-off there for Bosnia.
Well, he was really in full stride there, breaking away. And Hugh Dallas, I've seen him ref many times before. A very good ref, but at least from our view up here, it looked like a takedown.
Well, we don't have the advantage of, or referees don't have the advantage of replays from 4 or 5 different angles. Doesn't make his decision instantly. And felt there was a bit of a dive there from Maric.
Well, Mike, I think every player or fan should ref at least once, just so they know exactly what you're talking about.
Now Boban, goalkeeper came out. Bilic there, confidently taking that one. Well, the crowd still buzzing with that non-penalty call.
Well, Bosnia taking their time right now, and They're going to try a play possession game there. Strong tackle from behind by Stimac. Like a set piece here from about 30 yards out. And maybe this is the Bosnians' liking. Let's see what they can do on this. They haven't had too many of these in the attacking third.
Baljic was the player who was caught from behind. So we're going to get this free kick. Hugh Dallas just trying to make sure the wall is back. The required 10 paces. Mladic is also trying to ensure that he gets a good view of this.
It looks like he wants the wall to move to the left. They have, and he's all set.
Just as long as that far side of the goal is covered. So a direct free kick for Bosnia. Past the wall, and a brilliant save in the end from Mladic.
Mike, that's a screamer. Right over the wall. Mladic parrying that up in the air. Did well to parry that up with some power. Here again, you're going to see screamer with a bend on it, and he boxes it with 2 fists. And you know a lot about that, Mike. You played keeper at Hartlepool, all that sort of thing.
Well, Mladic was the goalkeeper then. He was in a good position as well to push that one away. Well, what a well-struck free kick. Now here come Bosnia.
Juric with a strong tackle that time, number 4 again. Pretty much playing sweeper today for Croatia. And most of the Croatian defenders are pretty tall and pretty fast, so it's very hard to get around them. If you got them beat, they can slide tackle you. They're pretty good in the air, and just very good passers of the ball when they get it too. They start their attack. Their transition game, Croatia, is very, very good because their defenders don't just launch the ball or dribble too much. The midfielders and the attackers for Croatia always know when they're going to get the ball, but Bosnia trying to get back into the game. They're getting a little bit of rhythm now.
So they swing it to that far side. Serovic. Nice ball forward. The ball there just picking up a bit of pace as it bounced off the turf here. And goes out of play for a goal kick. Well, certainly a free-flowing game at this stage. Here's Boksic. Nice skills by Boban. He skipped past 2, couldn't quite get past the 3rd player. Oh, the crowd here in Zagreb always have enjoyed watching skillful players, and over the years Croatia has produced some of the best. Remember, this part of the world used to be one of the real forces in world football. The players from Croatia used to make up a large amount of those skillful players. We saw a great example of it then. And you've just seen that shot deflected wide. Boban again. Yeah, Boban. They'll lead this side through to the World Cup finals. They made it through to Euro 96. They gave a pretty good account of themselves. Shot is just too high.
Well, a note along the same lines there. You were talking about the number of players who play. Oh, we'll take a look at the shot here first, and a little bit too high, but a nice bend on it if it was able to be kept low. But as we were talking before about Kosanecki playing for the 1987 Yugoslavian youth team, and the number of players, Boban and Sukor, were on that team, and they won the World Cup, the Junior World Cup, if you will. And, of course, Boban scoring in the final game to tie Germany and Yugoslavia with those players on at 1 and penalty kicks.
So that was the World Youth Championship held in Chile in 1987. That was a very good side. Stimac was on the team. Jani was on that squad. Rojanecki, Sukar and Boban. Balisanovic taking the goal kick, taking his time and getting the bird from the crowd here in Zagreb. Davor Sukar. finishes up well wide.
And Maric couldn't get a hold of that one. Silvio Maric, he's got 2 goals, plays for Croatia, Zagreb, and fast attacking midfielder, pre-contract with Milan.
NFL here on ESPN Sunday night. The Dallas Cowboys up against Arizona. You can see that game live. Check your local listings for times. That's the NFL here on ESPN. Now Croatia looking to add to that 1 goal they've already scored and to take the lead in this game. It's currently tied at 1 apiece. Offside play surely should have gone up, and it does, but it went up very, very late.
Well, Konjic and company, the defenders for Bosnia, are doing very well back there. Not only to step up quick to get books at offsides, but also the pressuring defender and the covering defenders. If one defender misses the first tackle, there's always someone to step up. Not exactly Catenaccio at times, but close to, but they'll break out, and now they're trying to set up camp here in the midfield third and knock it around a little bit.
That'll be put. Trying the shot, and needs to be a lot better than that to beat Ladic.
And that time he had Salihamidzic running the diagonal for him, trying to get behind the defender. Probably should have chipped it to him. And as I mentioned at the outset too, Kodro, they've had to shut down Kodro, and you haven't seen too much of him in this match so far.
Kodro with space to operate at this stage. Let's look there from some of the Croatian supporters who
are they happy or sad or waiting for another goal? Probably waiting for another goal. Well, that's a ball that they look for Suker at the near post. Very dangerous as he makes runs to both posts. He's very slippery, tough guy to mark.
Bosnia not standing on any ceremony at the back, just getting the ball away quickly. Well, that time on Alan Boksic.
And remember we talked before, Boksic having trouble when he turns. He's not really beating anybody. You know, at one point in his career, he really could run at people, but yet he's still trouble, you know. But I would say more with his back to the goal rather than running at people, especially today.
So Boksic back now with Lazio after a season at Juventus. This free kick floated in. And in some terrible defending there from Bosnia-Herzegovina. And Maric is really given a gift, and he buries it.
Silvio Maric, number 23, making the best of a bad situation for Bosnia there, about 4 or 5 yards out, right in the mix. Looks like a poor clearance or a bad touch. Cvetanovic chips the ball into the box. Not a good clear. 2 touches, and Maric scores for Croatia. Here again, left-footed serve. It drops down nicely. Defender tries to kick it or thigh it out. And the second touch beats Dedic right over the line. Here again, very good timing by Maric.
Well, for Maric, that's his first international goal. This is only his 3rd international appearance. Croatia 2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 1.
As I was mentioning before, Mike, Silvio Maric is a hot prospect right now, and some people feel any day now. He had signed a pre-contract with Milan. Any day now he may be picked up by them. So kind of coming into his own right in the national side too. He came on in the last game as a substitute, and now he gets to start. Asanovic may have been the guy who sat down for him. Asanovic, another mainstay in the midfield, left-footed player. There's Fuad Musavovic, a little bit upset, I'm sure, with his team right now. But from where they've come from to where they are now in a short time, it's just a tremendous credit to the players and his coaching abilities, Mike.
Well, certainly they started off slowly, but they've really given a good account of themselves in this World Cup qualifying. Always going to be a difficult group alongside Denmark, Greece, and of course Croatia and Slovenia for that matter.
Well, Mike, even when Bosnia lost to Denmark in Copenhagen by a score of 2-0, Bo Johansson, the coach of Denmark, said they were lucky to get out of there with the win.
Viewers of ESPN regularly would have seen the game between Bosnia and Denmark. And the game was played in Bosnia. They run out winners by 3-0. There was nothing lucky about that victory. In fact, the player who scored 2 goals that day, Bolic, is actually starting today's game on the bench.
Well, Mike, if you're the coach, you bring him on in the second half?
You could very easily do so. It's nice to have a player of his calibre sitting on the bench. Plays for Fenerbahce. There's ESPN who would have seen him last year on the Champions League. He scored a goal that knocked out Manchester United at Old Trafford, their first loss in European competition at home. Now here's Stefanovic. He's trying to play that one through. Croatia now leading by 2-1. Less than 2 minutes to go to half-time.
And I noticed the Croatian defenders, even if they don't win the ball outright, they'll make you stop and start all over again by knocking the ball out of bounds. That time there's Juric again, Juric.
This plays for Croatia Zagreb. Actually, he used to play for Red Star and also had a spell at Celta Vigo in Spain. Now a veteran, 33 years old. This is only his 3rd appearance for Croatia. Made 4 appearances for the old Yugoslavia.
And Suker way back in his midfield third. Long ball upfield.
Suker playing his football now for Real Madrid in Spain. As the ball goes out of play, it's going to be a throw for Bosnia. Well, coming up at half-time, don't miss ESPN's half-time report presented by MasterCard. We'll have a look back at Bosnia's game against Denmark. We'll also have a look back at the first half highlights of this game. Now watch now, just about 30 seconds or so to go before the half-time whistle. I wouldn't think that Mr. Hugh Dallas from Scotland would add on too much time. No stoppages, the trainer hasn't been called on in the first half.
Of course, Mike, it's been a pretty clean game. There are no cards given out, so both teams to be commended from the FIFA fair play angle.
Croatia at the stage, just quite willing to run down the clock.
Suker very crafty there, Mike, trying to backheel the ball and stuff. There he is again.
Yes, he's a bit slow getting back on side that time.
I saw him go at it with Van der Sar, the Ajax keeper, in a friendly a couple weeks ago, but that's another story at another time.
There is the half-time whistle, and an own goal gave Bosnia-Herzegovina the lead, and then Bilic was able to tie it up in the 27th minute, and then 5 minutes before half-time, Maric, his first international goal, has given Croatia a 2-1 lead. Stay with us here on ESPN. We've got a lot more to come at half-time. On the road to World Cup 98, it's Croatia 2, Bosnia 1. We'll be back after this.
The PGA Tour presents the 1997 Greater Vancouver Open. While some members of the PGA Tour were in Ohio, the majority headed north of the border for the Greater Vancouver Open. Heading down the stretch, a two-man shootout developed between Andrew McGee and Mark Calcavecchia. When both faced similar eagle putts at the par 5 12, it was Mark Calcavecchia who found the bottom of the cup. When they arrived at 18, Andrew McGee had one more chance. With a birdie putt to force a playoff, McGee's hopes slipped away. Tapping in for the win, Mark Calcavecchia is the 1997 Greater Vancouver Open champion.
What would the world be without vacations? It's hard to imagine, because there will always be a place to go where you don't need fins to swim or wings to fly, where all you need to bring is your sense of adventure and your Visa card. Because to admire the world from above, explore the waters from below, or cruise straight through, the world prefers Visa.
They are our mothers and daughters, sisters and wives. They are our friends and partners. But 1 out of every 9 will be stricken with breast cancer. That's why GE created its Senograph technology. It helps doctors detect tumors earlier, so a remarkable 91% cure rate is possible. So that all our grandmothers and granddaughters, best friends and good neighbors, may live happier, healthier, and longer lives.
ESPN Halftime Report is presented by MasterCard, the future of money. A look back now at Bosnia's last match when they entertained Denmark in Sarajevo. Now, Denmark had already beaten Bosnia 2-0 in Copenhagen. They came into this game very much confident of another victory. But it was Bosnia, though, who really surprised the Danes. They took the lead in the 18th minute. They got off to a great start, and as the ball is slipped past Peter Schmeichel, it's Edin Majcin there, giving the home side the lead, much to the delight of their supporters. So a real surprise that Denmark, the former European champions, find themselves a goal down. It's Bosnia 1, Denmark 0, and things will get better for the home side. A tackle there on the edge of the penalty area. The referee says it was inside the penalty area. And Kodro was the player taken down by Mark Rieper. And Elvir Bolic steps forward, sends Peter Schmeichel the wrong way. It's 2-0 now to Bosnia. The home supporters can't believe it. Denmark, who came to this game as the league leaders, now finding themselves 2 goals down, and things got even worse for them in the 35th minute. This time Peter Schmeichel commits the foul inside the penalty area, and Bolic again entrusted with the penalty kick, and again he beats Peter Schmeichel. It's 3-0. Bolic gets his second goal. Bosnia get their third. And Denmark, who were the European champions in 1992, find themselves beaten here. It finished Bosnia 3, Denmark 0. Well, here Bosnia find themselves straight in half-time by 2 goals to 1. Stay with us here on ESPN. We've got more, but we continue on the road to World Cup 98.
La vida es como la televisión. Hay canales educativos.
Querido, habla con él. Un beso.
¿Sabes lo que aprendí hoy, papá?
Las películas de suspenso.
Ah, era el kilómetro 24.
Noticieros económicos.
Subió 2 puntos. Bueno, 300.000.
Para seguir todos estos programas, yo solo confío en el mejor control remoto, Motorola.
Compramos 300.000 más. Para todos, el celular es Motorola.
Hija, ¿llegaste bien?
Wherever there's football, we're in your corner. MasterCard, the future of money.
February, the beginning of the long Antarctic winter. when the last plane leaves the South Pole, so does any possibility of outside help. Left behind as the night comes on, the U.S. research station depends on Caterpillar, a world leader in diesel generators, to stay alive, proving when it comes to survival, we're the fittest.
The UEFA Champions League returns to ESPN for a brand new season, and we will preview the 1997-98 season of the UEFA Champions League. An expanded Champions League this year, 2014, competing for Europe's best prize. You can see it all here on ESPN. And we return to the road to World Cup. It's half-time here. Croatia leading Bosnia by 2 goals to 1.
Right now, you could be doing the one workout that's light years ahead of anything you've ever tried before. The workout that gets twice the results in half the time. The workout that burns up to 1,000 calories an hour. Get ready to blast into a great body with the newest, most advanced home fitness technology ever designed, the Spacewalker.
With the Spacewalker, you get a full-body workout while strengthening your heart and lungs and streamlining your hips, thighs, and butt.
The Spacewalker gives you a no-impact, no-stress workout.
Work out your legs only, or just your arms, or both at the same time. And you can adjust your speed, even reset the resistance level. You're in total control at all times.
And remember, you can burn up to 1,000 calories an hour, more than with any other workout.
It's a great fat-burning workout.
It's been 2 months and 8 days now, and I've lost between 19 and 22 pounds.
Shed extra pounds. Trim and tone your hips, thighs, and buttocks. Sculpt your arms and shoulders. Boost your metabolism while you glide through the air.
It's fun. It's complete fun. When you get that flying sensation, you'll know what I mean.
The oversized tubular steel frame is built solid and so versatile you can do dips. So portable, you can move it easily. So call now and begin doing the most fun, most effective workout ever. You'll be surprised at how great you'll feel and how great you'll look.
Now available around the world from Interwood. To order and for details on how to purchase in your own currency, call your local number on screen now. This offer is available for a limited time only. Operators are standing by to take your call. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call now. This offer is available for a limited time only. Operators are standing by to take your call. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call now. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call now.
Welcome back into the National Stadium here in Zagreb. We're at half-time. Croatia leading Bosnia and Hercegovina by 2 goals to 1. Well, let's have a look back at some of the highlights of the first half. And after just 4 minutes, it was the Vistas Bosnia who created this opportunity.
Dean Munson steps up onto this and grabs it in a lot. Doesn't launch it way up in the corner and pulls it down.
So an early chance there for Bosnia in the 17th minute. This was a great opportunity for Croatia.
Oh, that's man in there that time. And off his line comes Dedic. And the strike of the ball that time did very well. That was Cvetanovic.
And then 60 seconds later, a bizarre back pass. The goalkeeper there loses his concentration. And somehow, Jani and Ladic come up to try that own goal. Surprise, surprise, Bosnia are ahead.
There comes Ladic, gets a bad first touch on this. It should have been a routine play. Bad first touch, and then he looks upfield. He should have been sprinting at that point, and unfortunately for him, that ball goes over the line. Bosnia goes up 1-0.
1-0 then to Bosnia. Croatia came back strongly. They tied it up in the 27th minute, and Slaven Bilic was the goal scorer.
Bilic on a pass from Bolden takes that space, exploits that space, coming out of the back. The defender coming out of the back, and that's something that the keeper fears. 2 skips, and it goes into the lower right-hand corner, and that ties the game up.
Yes, 1 apiece, and then 5 minutes before half-time, Croatia would have taken the lead.
And here we see Maric getting that first touch, and then a second good touch on the ball from about 4 yards out. Trades right on that defensive error. Cvetanovic puts the ball in, not a good clear at all, and Maric, number 23, knocking it home, first international goal.
Yes, Yes, only his third international appearance. So look at the first half statistics, and as you would expect, Croatia just dominated. They are the home side.
Well, you see the shots on goal. That's the stat that jumps out to me. 6-4 fouls. They're about even. And of course, like I said before, a clean game, 0 cards. But we'll see what happens in the second half.
So an interesting first half here in Zagreb. At half-time, it is Croatia 2, Bosnia-Hercegovina 1. We'll be back with the second half after this. This ESPN half-time report was presented by MasterCard, the future of money.
Infield in, and the ground ball to McGuire. He'll come home. Good play, good ball.
Wow, fabulous. That's just fabulous.
El mundo nos mira y dice, Chile tiene las montañas más hermosas, Chile tiene los mejores vinos, Chile tiene las playas más lindas, Chile tiene los mariscos más ricos, Chile tiene esto, Chile tiene lo otro. Pero pregúntate esto, y piénsalo bien, porque todas estas cosas valen mucho. ¿Renunciarías a todo, absolutamente a todo lo que tenemos, a cambio de escuchar, Chile tiene el mejor fútbol del mundo?
Wherever there's football, we're in your corner. MasterCard, the future of money.
This ESPN program is brought to you by MasterCard, proud sponsors of World Cup '98. MasterCard.
Welcome back then to the National Stadium here in Zagreb, Croatia. We're on the road to World Cup '98 at half-time. It's Croatia 2, Bosnia-Hercegovina 1. Well, Croatia have made one change. Stanovic, who plays his football for Derby County in the English Premier League, is on. He's replaced Alain Boksic. And just looking out there, it seems that Bosnia have also made a change. And this one isn't a surprise because Elvir Bolic, who has scored twice in their last game, rather surprisingly dropped for this, and he now comes in to replace Majin. So both sides making just one change during the half-time break.
Oh my God, Suker and Bolic both on the field. Suker for Croatia, Bolic for Bosnia. Both have scored 3 out of 4 goals in the last 4 qualifying matches. So they're the hot goal scorers, and they're both very dangerous. So we'll see if they try and pick up the scoring here, especially for Bosnia.
So Bolic, of course, the guy who scored the goal for Boche that brought Manchester United's European unbeaten run to an end after 40 years. Boche beating Manchester United 1-0. Bolic, the goal scorer of that goal. Croatia in the red and white, taking the goal to our right in this second half on the attack. This one is played in.
And Maric's chipping that ball into the box, causing some danger. Not the usual drive that you get to the near post or the long ball to the far post, as we see Suker getting ready to get in on this.
Two of the other teams in this group also involved in World Cup action today. Slovenia against Greece. Greece currently second, Croatia in third spot, but they do have a game in hand of both Denmark, the leaders, and Greece, who are in second place. On Wednesday, Croatia will travel to Copenhagen to take on Denmark. the leaders.
There's Maric, Mike Maric playing on the right-hand side. Go ahead, Mike.
There's Maric. He scored his first international goal coming 5 minutes before half-time. Barasanovic took the free kick.
And as you were saying about Greece playing today, and if Croatia wins this game and Greece loses, Croatia are moving to second with 12 points. But if Greece wins today, as well as Croatia, Greece will be tied with Denmark for first with 13 points, and if Croatia's lead stands up, they'll be in second with 12 points.
Yes, Denmark and Greece have both played a game more than Croatia. With Greece playing today. Not an easy job on the away game with Slovenia.
And Croatia had tied Slovenia 3-3, which I'm sure a number of soccer fans around the world thought that would be an easy game for Croatia. But Bosnia had beaten Croatia 2-1.
I think most coaches around the world will tell you these days there is no such thing as an easy game in World Cup qualifying.
Amen. There's Asanovic, good left foot. He just came on. He can strike a nasty ball too.
He plays his football in the English Premier League with Derby County, who joined after Euro '96, where he was an outstanding player for Croatia.
In other qualifying games, Asanovic would play wide right in the midfield and use that lethal left foot to come inside on players.
So the kind of checkered career, Asanovic played 3 times for the old Yugoslavia and started his career at Hajduk Split and then went to France, where he played for Metz and Cannes, Montpellier, and then to Spain for Valladolid before going to Derby County.
And we talked about how good the midfield is for Croatia. Asanovic, the last time they played was a friendly before this game on August 8th, and he scored twice against Japan. So out of that midfield, they got Asanovic and Boban and Maric. Tough team to beat. They can score out of the midfield and they can hurt you up front too with all, as I mentioned earlier, all those strikers that they have. Some of them are sitting on the bench.
This is Juric. Now Bilic. Scored the equalising goal for Croatia. Asanovic. 21 there is Sultanovic. Croatia with this very patient build-up in that area of the Balkans has always done is produce very skillful players. And certainly in the old days of Yugoslavia, as a lot of teams from Croatia used to have a lot of success. Hajduk Split, of course, were one of them. And Dinamo Zagreb, as they were called in those days, so highly successful.
And we see some happy Croatian fans there, and it seems like right now they're going to knock the ball around in the attacking third and then go for the far post here.
Ball plays on that far post and a clash of heads, and Hugh Dallas immediately brings the game to a halt. Certainly there was no malice in that challenge. Maric was the player involved from Croatia.
That's a serious hit, Mike. Looks like he's bleeding from his forehead.
Yes, Konjic, in fact, the captain. I think he might be Reaper, in fact. Reaper got back this time to defend this. Ball played across there by Sultanovic.
Oh, that hurts.
Yes, 2 players just going for the ball. The other player was Maric. And it looks like the number 14, Reaper, who clash of heads and is going to have to be taken off.
And Reaper just trying to do his job there. As you said, nothing nasty meant by the intent there. Just another ball knocked to the far post. But as we know, those aerial battles get dangerous at times.
Well, Bosnia are immediately going to make a change. So the message seems that it was dangerous. And it is a bad injury. The player who's going to come on is Pavo Dadic. So Pavo Dadic Just his 5th international appearance. Another player who plays his football here in Croatia. So he comes on.
Danish plays for Zadorko match alongside Savic. And he got in the game in a friendly against Brazil. So we'll see how he can do tonight.
Danish has never scored a goal. This is his 5th appearance.
Some good counter-attacking football though. There are 2 or 3 passes, but they look like a little bump and run artsy-fartsy on the far side.
Yes, and Hugh Dallas quickly stepping in and just calming things down. These teams from this part of the world, from Croatia, used to dominate the old Yugoslav First Division. They produced some outstanding players over the years. So Croatia, a very proud nation. And certainly to see their national team in their national colours. A sight that a lot of people felt that they would never see, but they never gave up the faith. And now their dreams have come true.
And they're doing very well. It almost seems another style of play right now. They seem to be trying to lull Bosnia to asleep by putting 7, 8, 10 passes together, and then a quick strike, a combination pass or a dribble, and a cross. So they have a number of weapons.
Well, they've always played a very skillful brand of football. And now they're doing a bit of backpedaling, because here come Bosnia.
That's a nice ball played up early with Bolic, and you could see why he's so dangerous. He's quick on the turn, and they had to dump him right there.
Well, Bolic there was tackled. He made sure the referee saw it. Lipu there getting some bandages to stop the bleeding for that head wound after the clash with Malic.
He looks okay, but he might be a little bit dizzy. I don't think we'll see him.
NFL on Monday night this week, the Kansas City Chiefs up against the Oakland Raiders. You can see that live on Monday. Check your local listings for times. That's Monday Night Football, the NFL, here on ESPN. Now Croatia have got a 5-man war. Bolic through the wall, the ball loose. He scrambled in. And it came from the free kick. And Ladic couldn't hold it.
And Bolic stepping up the ball to crack this one. And here comes the Bosnian attacker, Johnny on the spot here. And he knocks it into the upper left-hand corner. Again, Bolic puts it real low. Through or around the wall. Then it's right turning to the hammer. And running out of wind just in time.
Salihamidzic is the goal scorer, his 2nd goal in World Cup qualifying. The free kick hit with power by Bolic, and Ladic unable to hold it. And Bosnia now have been able to tie it up with a goal in the 55th minute. Croatia 2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 2.
Boy, he was right, pounced on that like a tomcat, and got the 2nd rebound and knocked it into the upper left-hand corner. A tough goal to score, Mike. He's trying to turn his hips, a little bit off balance. I mean, no mistake about it, though.
Well, he was the 2nd top goal scorer last season for his club Hamburg in Germany. And showed great goal scoring instincts that time. Now here comes Croatia, roared on by this big crowd here in Zagreb.
And Salihamidzic this year also has 2 goals for Hamburg. And he's a player who started out as an amateur and worked his way all the way up to the first team.
Free kick now to Bosnia, which they've taken very quickly indeed. Referee has allowed play to continue. Baljic played it one way and Bolic went the other. Prozinski is on the sideline. Frustration from him, unable to play today because of injury. Croatia have had trouble winning games in this World Cup qualification series. They played 3 home matches. They've drawn all 3. They've won their 2 away matches. They dropped silly points at home.
Well, you're right, Mike. At times it almost seems as if when they are knocking the ball around and trying to hold on to it, they almost lull themselves sometimes to sleep, which is unfortunate for Croatia. But we'll see. It's still a lot of time left.
As they drew at home with Greece 1-1, at home with Denmark 1-1, and then at home with Slovenia 3-3. The referee not liking that challenge. It's going to result in a yellow card. And number 8, Hrvatska, is the player who goes in the referee's notebook from Bosnia. Remember, they're missing 2 players today because of suspension. Bibic and Savic.
And that's part of their defense there, their mainstays in the build-up to this World Cup qualifying match today, so that is a big loss.
Croatia missing Soldo, who's also out for suspension. And here goes Bolic over the halfway line.
Bolic taking that space very well, unable to chip that ball there, but they can't give Bolic that kind of space in this type of game with the score tied.
And here goes Croatia. Slaven Bilic. Trying to slide it through the centre forward channel. There's no way through.
Well, Mike, one of the things that I wouldn't be surprised to see right now is to see if Croatia tries to turn the table and start trying to score a goal on a break. I've yet to see Suka really get into open space and run at players tonight, and we'll see if they get that going.
Now the shot, it wasn't too far wide, but it was Boban there, out from the edge of the penalty area. He couldn't get his shot on target.
Boban coming from behind on the net. Asanovic, nice back heel. Boban cracks it first time and it goes by the upper right from where we're standing, the goalkeeper's upper right. Here again, Boban, first time cannon, a little bit of a bend on it, about 3 yards wide, but still taking his chance.
Interesting the point you made about Davor Suka. We haven't seen much of him. That's usually when he's at his most dangerous.
He gets into the open field, and there he is right there, number 9. He gets into the open field. It's trouble. He was on European Sports Magazine Team of the Month a number of times. Teamed up with Fowler one time, another time with Zola. He's one of the best forwards in the world. We'll see if he comes to life as the Croatian fans come to life with that flair.
You're watching the Rosa World Cup 98 here on ESPN, coming to you from Zagreb in Croatia, where it was the visitors Bosnia who took the lead with a Bizarro and goal. Bilic tied it up. Maric then gave Croatia the lead. So Hamzic has now given Bosnia the lead again. The equalising goal. It's tied up at 2 apiece. Got the MasterCard game summary for you. Along with Jim Harrison, I'm Mike Hill. Just over the hour mark. Croatia 2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 2. This game from European Group 1. Croatia desperately need a win. They've made a mistake here. They could be punished. Bolic. Took one touch too many.
Absolutely right, Mike. Bolic probably should try to chip there with a far post. You don't get a second chance with Bilic defending him. Down goes Asanovic for Croatia. The Bolic with all that skill probably should have tried to pop it with Europe.
Suka playing that one through the centre forward channel. Challenge comes in, it's going to be a corner.
Starting to see more through balls to Suka so he can get his engine riveted up.
Croatia now warming up a couple of substitutes, in fact.
Tomislav Erceg jogging on the sideline there.
This corner swinging away from the goalkeeper and into the side netting. Well, the goalkeeper there, Vidic, was all at 6s and 7s, and Boban unable to put the header anywhere near the target.
Well, Mike, Boban probably should have tried to head that back into the flow. Although he seemed to be complaining, they thought maybe someone had gotten a piece of it.
surprised the football world, qualifying for Euro 96 and then doing very, very well there. A lot of people felt they should have perhaps done better. They took it easy in their last group game, which they lost. By that stage, they'd already qualified, but it meant that they had to come up against Germany in the quarterfinals. And perhaps if they would have taken their last game a bit more seriously, even if they got a draw, they would have finished up playing the Czech Republic. Maybe you'll feel that would have been an easier task for them than taking on Germany.
No, you're right, Mike. And the timing of the team trying to get through is very, very important. And some people think, as you said, if they'd took their steps incrementally, and then they're playing Czechoslovakia, they may have gotten to the final. And there is some suspicion as to, we know, that the 3 players sat out in the first half and all that sort of thing. And Blažević barely held on to his job, but here he is today, coaching.
He's got a very experienced resume, Miroslav Blažević. As a player at Sarajevo, also played for Dinamo Zagreb, now Croatia Zagreb. He might be happy the way his defence is working at the moment, because Bolic there again found space. Couldn't get his shot on target. It's getting back though to Blažević, also played for Rijeka. And then went into coaching. Now here's the corner. And Boban at the far post, unable to direct that header on target. And then Vidic, the goalkeeper there, was a bit at sea for Bosnia.
Well, Mike, one of the things Bosnia's done consistently tonight, especially on the break, on the counter-attack when Croatia tries to get forward, they're getting a lot of numbers behind the ball quickly. And as I mentioned before, Croatia starting to play more direct. They're trying to get the ball to Suker so he can run at players. And I think they're either going to have to do that or get the ball out wide faster. And again, Yarni had a very quiet game today on the left flank. He's got to get into this game because he showed some tremendous balls to Suker's feet and head.
What he's done so far is defended well, but his attacking players let him down. He's not been able to get forward as often as I'm sure he would like and his coach would like. It's going to be a throw on the far side. There it is, taken by Robert Yanni. So important these days where most teams only play with 2 strikers, that the fullbacks, as they used to be called, really do get together or get forward at every opportunity and really become a couple of old-fashioned wingers.
That's right. You just see there was an aborted attempt for Simic to get around the outside of Suker. It didn't work at that time as Konjic was taken down by Suker. There's the fouls. Croatia 10, Bosnia 7.
We're going to get another change, I think. And this time for Croatia, the number 24 is the player that's going to come on. So that's Juric. That's going to come on. And the player that's going to go off is Svetanovic. Igor Svetanovic comes off. Juric is the player that comes on.
So Josic is on, and more of a pure defender. And Svetanovic, number 21, comes off. So as Bosnia starts to connect with Kojo, Salihamidzic, and Bolic up front, Blažević a little concerned there to bring on someone a little more defensive-oriented.
Jurisic is 29 years old. He plays his club football at Croatia Zagreb. This is just his 5th international appearance. And already called to the national team after some very good performances in the last couple of seasons for Croatia Zagreb. And of course, are the defending champions in Croatia and are currently the league leaders after 5 games of the new season.
And Mike Basarevic almost getting down that flank. Unfortunately, ran out of room for Bosnia, but some nice touches as he hurdled that defender.
Croatia really can't afford to drop another 2 points with a draw here at home. Only 3 points from a possible 9 in their three previous matches at home, and it's so important in these competitions you win at home and at least get a point on the road. And Croatia are doing it the other way around. They've won both their away matches and they've drawn their 3 home games.
Well, you're right. The last game that they played in qualification, they beat Greece. So that's a tough side to beat at home.
Yeah, they won by a goal to nil. Now Boban. There's Juric. Side.
At the 68-minute mark, Mike, we'll see what Croatia can do. They've stopped shooting from the outside. I wonder if that'll start to kick in again, because that's something that they do and do very well from the run of play and on set pieces.
Plays this one forward. And Bosnia. You can see the corner that time. That was Konjic. Now South American volleyball here on ESPN. The first round of the tournament. You can catch that live on Thursday. As ESPN continues to bring you the best of sports from around the world. That's South American volleyball. The first round on Thursday. And that should have been a goal for Croatia. It fell in vitally. And Boban there is a player who somehow contrived to put it over the crossbar.
Here again, a tremendous serve here, knocked down by, I can't get his number, but the ball comes down and Boban trying to go for the roof of the net. And Dedic getting off his line, charging him. It may have made him shoot a little bit over the top. Great knockdown. Good first touch. And that ball goes over the top, but very good goalkeeping there from Dedic to get off his line.
And here come Bosnia. Konjic. Play that one through, and Croatia very well organised at the back. Ball played wide. Croatia looking to just pick up the tempo slightly.
Croatia starting to get some serves into the box again. They were having trouble getting it across as I think the Bilic goes down. But if you notice, Mike, that early serve, that's when the defenders have to readjust again, and that ball was getting knocked all over the box.
The referee trying to get the game to be able to just keep flowing. He's one of the Croatian players down at the moment. He has spotted him, but allowing play to continue. Now here goes Bosnia. No way forward. And now the offside flag is up, and that will allow some treatment for Maric. Silvio Maric, who is just 22 years old, and already signed a pre-contract there with AC Milan. He's the president of Croatia. Such a proud nation. Certainly the supporters have come out tonight in absolute droves.
Well, Maric, as you just mentioned, getting his first international goal today, or tonight. And doing very good in the midfield, cramping up now, as this is the pace of the game starting to pick up even stronger.
This has ebbed and flowed this game. Clubs around the world have kept the Croatia flag flying over the years. This proud nation now seeing their team competing for football's highest honour, the World Cup. And certainly a lot of people feel that this Croatia side is talented enough to at least make it through to represent their nation for the first time in a World Cup final series in France next year.
They do have a lot of talent, Mike. They got to connect and get some goals here in the waning minutes of this game.
Josic was the player who played that one in. And now Bosnia breaking on that far side. Needs some help. It's Demirovic, with the number 15 on his shirt. Being upended that time. Here's the third of the substitutes who came on. And we're now going to get another change for Croatia. Hrvatska is the player who has come on.
Tomislav Hrvatska, head of split striker. As a young striker who's doing very well and played a default before getting here.
So he is on. Both teams now have made their permitted 3 substitutions. And here's Demirovic. Just kicks out of play because there is a player down inside the penalty area. That's Baljic. So he can receive some attention.
Because he took a nasty knock on his ankle, Mike. He got 7 tackles for the national team. And played a very good game so far tonight. And this looks serious too. Let's see what happens here in the replay. He's trying to get through. And looked like a fair tackle, but sometimes in fair tackles people get hurt too. Bilic is a big guy.
Bilic, the player who has just come on. This is his 3rd appearance. That's bad news though for Bosnia because they have used their 3 permitted substitutes. So basically they are down now to 10 men until they can get some running repairs done there.
Well, that's unfortunate for Bosnia, and hopefully he'll be able to come back on. But Bosnia starting really to break open.
You're watching the Road to World Cup 98. We're coming to you from Zagreb in Croatia. Along with Jim Harrison, I'm Mike Helling. As we check the MasterCard game summary, Mladic gave Bosnia an unexpected lead with a bizarre own goal. Then Bilic and Maric tied it up before Salihamidzic gave an equaliser for Bosnia. It's 2-2. As we come up towards the final 15 minutes, this is Biserovic. Otherwise there for Mladic. And Croatia. They desperately need a win here. They definitely need the 3 points. Now we get another player down. Referee Hugh Dallis saying he's got to go off to get some treatment. But at the moment, the Bosnian players are falling like 9 pins.
Unfortunately for them, and unfortunately good news for Croatia at this point. But they don't have to see anyone get hurt. But right now, Croatia's attack sputtering a little bit. They're getting into the attacking third, but not quite getting a lot of goal-scoring chances. So there's still 15 minutes left, and that's a long time, but the urgency's there.
Zeric is the player who is going to come on then for Bosnia, wearing the number 17. And some of the Croatia supporters there just showing a little bit of anxiety on their face.
It's been some interesting scoring. First, Josip Mladic, an own goal. Bilic knocks one in the 27th minute. The 3rd goal goes in at Maric. And of course, the 4th goal, Salihamidzic makes it 2-2. So here we are, deadlocked.
So Zeric is on. And we're going to get a yellow card against just the 2nd of the game. The reckless challenge that, and it came in from the substitute, Josic.
Halovic has a yellow for Bosnia, and Josic a yellow card for Croatia. So as the game Goes down to the wire here. It becomes more physical. The stakes are higher. And they're going for points, Mike.
The points very much very important for both these sides, but for different reasons. Really, Bosnia have got to get 3 points here. Stand any chance of figuring in the playoff. There's the best second place team. Now we've got another yellow card. And this time is for Biserovic. Three quick cards in pretty quick succession from the Scottish referee, Udas. It's free kick for Croatia. Bosnia get it clear.
Well, the referee, Dallas, does not want to let this game get out of control. It's been a good game. It's been played fairly clean, even with these cards. Just a message trying to be sent here. Let's get on with it, and let's try and put the ball in the back of the net, either one of the teams, the fairway.
Yeah. Bosnia gave the ball away. They've got it back. These sides capable of playing some very attractive football at times. Here's a great opportunity. Oh, and it's gone over the bar. Baljic there had a great chance because Croatia was split open, and Baljic there had a chance for his first international goal.
You can see Baljic come across. I believe Persic tries to slide him over and gets real close to him. Baljic just missing. Here's Denmark. I believe this is Baljic. You can't have this guy turn and run like that and show that kind of ball. There's a blindside run by Baljic. Just misses that upper right-hand corner. And that was the classic counter-attack, Mike. Down one side, split to the other. Keeper was drawn out.
And now a mistake at the back by Bosnia could be costly. But they recover quickly. Bosnia now just putting up a wall around that penalty area and just trying to hold on. They've got over 10 minutes to do that. But they have looked dangerous on the break. As we saw when they beat Sweden, they can break the speed. But this time they've conceded a goal. And Croatia go back into the lead.
Tremendous goal on the turn, lower right-hand corner, a hand chance. And just the marksman glitch. There to the lower right-hand corner, grass cutter. Oh, what a goal for any keeper to stop.
Dudic is beaten. And this National Stadium here in Zagreb erupts. There's the turn, and it broke. And a snapshot got there before defender, and the keeper not given any chance at all.
Ball played in, It's a tremendous turn. Boban will hit it first.
Yes, Boban, the captain.
There again. The ball played inside. Asanovic, good left-footed turn. Boban, lower right-hand corner. Grass cutter, and the danger mark of shooting first time in the box. Most goals are scored first time or with 2 touches.
Boban's third goal in World Cup qualifying, a goal that has brought up a scoreline. Croatia 3, Bosnia-Herzegovina 2. And the noise now around this national stadium here in Zagreb is absolutely deafening.
Well, Mike, we got 5 goals and all different kinds of goals. I mean, that was just a classic one as far as you can see as Fuad Musarovic looks on for the Bosnian side, but just a classic turn from Asanovic and just leaving the ball for Boban. The defender really right where he's supposed to be, but just a second late. Boban, bang, like a cat.
Well, one thing we are seeing here today is that there is no such thing now as an easy game in international football.
Now these fans here today are getting their money's worth.
Bosnia finding themselves 3-2 down, but 30 seconds earlier they had a golden opportunity at the other, and they could have been leading.
Absolutely right. It's up and down the field. It's a knockdown, drag out. Both teams wanting to get, as we talked before, those points to move up in the standings.
Here comes Croatia again. Davor Suka. Now this is Ilcek striding through. Suka there is denied. Vidic there, the goalkeeper out quickly.
Erceg with a tremendous ball, faked like he was going to go inside and ran right into the box. Then he gave it to Suka, but Dedic read it all the way.
Veselinovic for Bosnia. The 1997-98 UEFA Champions League gets underway. We'll have our preview show. You can catch that next Saturday. Check your local listings for times as ESPN starts their coverage of a brand new season of the UEFA Champions League. We'll show you the previews this next Saturday.
Well, here's where Croatia's got to be very careful, Mike. Again, now they're going to hold the ball. They're going to knock it around. And they even put Bosnia to sleep a little bit before. But you know what? They put themselves to sleep a little bit. And I think they probably should get forward and get into the attacking third as early as they can.
Well, on the far side.
Of course, that's easy for me to say. They've been playing only 3 minutes. Both teams are tired. You can see that.
This has been a game that's been played at a very, very good pace. Tremendous rivalry between these former Balkan states.
Bosnia taking a moment here to knock the ball around themselves. And they can't connect. They're getting into that attacking third, and their attack is starting to break down a little bit. They've been tremendous when Bojic and Salihamidzic are able to get space and turn, Bajic, and when they run at players. Watching the style that we're used to with Suka.
Listen, that's Boban there playing it forward. Nice turn this time. Steps away from one defender, but not the second.
And was that Suka? Yes, it was. Probably heard me talking.
There's Davor Suka. Now Bosnia could be stretched here. Ball played across and not directed exactly there to Davor Suka. Acknowledges the idea was right, but the pass itself wasn't quite right. Came from Boban, the captain.
And they're trying to switch the point of attack, get forward early and play direct. And again, you know, at this point, you lose the ball in the attacking third. It's no big deal. It's a long way with Tipperary, as Tommy Smith would say, all the way back. Okay, but now if they play Croatia in the midfield third, they got to be careful again. But the other side of it, Bosnia might be too tired to get all the way upfield here to pressure Ladic.
Ladic there just playing the simple ball out to his defence.
That's sort of like what I was talking about, but we'll see which way this call goes. And if they can get a balance between those two things, I think they can ride this last 5 minutes out, but ever dangerous is Bosnia on the counterattack.
Ball played square that time. Balasanovic. More ambitious playing it to that far side. Trying to make a mistake at the back. They'd like to hold on to this lead, collect 3 points. It will be their first home win in World Cup qualifying, but it will take them up to 12 points from 6 matches. The leaders Denmark have 13 points from 6 matches. Greece have 10 points from 6 matches. They are in action today though against Slovenia.
And this I look at the goals scored and goals against. Croatia going into this game, 10 scored, 4 and 6 against, and this holds up. It'll be 13, 4 and 6 against. And even though they're in third place and Denmark's in first, they still have just a little bit better scoring average than Denmark. 11 goals for and 5 against.
And of course, don't forget they're off to Copenhagen after this. They take on Denmark on Wednesday night. Another big night of World Cup qualifying all around Europe.
And that'll be a showdown at OK Corral as well.
Now here come Bosnia. Let's charge down. Bosnia also in action on Wednesday night. They take on Slovenia. Now here come Croatia. Cut back, but nobody there. And there's a lot of tired players out there at the moment.
And a very serious thinking of reserves on the side there for Croatia.
I think the players realise that they do have this crucial game to play on Wednesday. So they're thinking that this game might be a little bit easy and they might be able to take it conserve some energy towards the end, but that's certainly not been the case. Bosnia themselves still had an outside chance coming into this game of qualifying. They've certainly not made it easy.
And if my math was correct, they had a slim chance, Mike, if certain factors kicked in. Bosnia could possibly come in second.
Well, this would have given them 9 points if they could have won here. That would have tied them up with Croatia. And both with Denmark and Greece with 2 games to play. If those 2 teams actually lost those games and Bosnia won their last game, they could actually finish up as first or second. Not of ifs and buts. Now here go Bosnia. Shot those, charge down. Boban. And that one forward.
That's a ball Suker loves to get. And very good defending there from Bosnia, forcing him backwards.
Well, he brought that ball down. It wasn't the best of passes, it was high. It was away from him, but he was still able to bring it under control, all in one movement.
You're right, Mike, that was a tough ball. He pulled it down and made it look easy.
Here's Bolic. Just running into trouble there and losing out. A wasted pass. We're inside the final 60 seconds. All eyes now on Hugh Dallas to see how much time he might add on. There hasn't been too many stoppages. And some of the local supporters here in Zagreb trying to encourage the Scottish referee to come up with the final whistle.
And there's Yarni, and again, Yarni did not get a chance to get forward. He had his hands full, but did a fairly good job defending today. But again, 5 goals, just a great game to watch.
But the good thing about Yarni, they took him out of the game by putting Martin to attack him in the first half and Bolic in the second half. And all of a sudden, Yarni then has to concentrate on his defending and he can't get forward.
And a very good tactic by the Bosnian side. And Yarni, world-class defender, played for Juventus when they won the Scudetto in '95, but different times, different strokes for different situations. The Bilic seemed to be more of the attacker out of the back today.
Super is brought down. Now playing stoppage time. Hugh Dallas, who has kept a firm control on this game. It had the potential to explode. Not only on the field, but also on the terraces, but 4 marks to the players and 4 marks to all the supporters that are here as well. And you have supporters from both teams really come out of their way today to ensure that this is purely a sporting event. And Croatia being roared on by their supporters, this very proud nation. And who would have dreamed it's a decade ago of actually seeing this sort of team in action on the world stage. We still await the final whistle, and Croatia wait for their first home World Cup qualification victory. 3 matches, 3 draws, and now surely only seconds from their first victory.
Along the same vein that you're talking about, the federations, both federations from Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina have a lot to be proud about, and of course they had the game moved to Sarajevo and without incident, and again, a very hard game and nothing nasty going on, just hard football.
Cech. Sanovic. Boban. Not much reliever in midfield for this Croatian side in the absence of Prosinecki. As we saw in Euro 96, sometimes it didn't quite work with Prosinecki and Boban, both in the same team. Two players doing the same job in midfield. It was the case sometimes there's too many cooks spoiling the broth.
And Croatia giving their fans a little bit of a scare there, but the ball all the way up to the attacking third.
Goalkeeper right on the edge of his penalty area. Still the referee continues to let play continue. We're coming up towards 3 minutes. There in fact is the final whistle. And Croatia recorded their first victory in World Cup qualifying here at home. A MasterCard game summary. Ladic tried to give up an own goal early on. Bilic and Maric then gave Croatia the lead. So they had the chance to tie it up.